Good morning, dear students. Let's begin with second chapter, that is The Address, written by Marga Minko. Before starting the lesson, I would like to give you the brief reference of author Marga Minko. She born in 1920 in Geniken, an Orthodox Jewish family, and Minko began work as a trainee journalist and on the Bredici curtain in 1938. Following the German invasion of Netherlands in May 1940, she was fired by the order of newspaper German Sympathizing Board. Later, uh, Minko's parents and her mother and her sister were deported, but having escaped, arrested her. She spent the rest of the war in hiding and was the family's only survivor. She also received a new name, that is Marga Face, the first part of which she continued to use. Minko married the poet and translator Bert Wen, who is later her husband, and after the war they worked on a number of newspaper and magazines. They have two daughters, one of whom she is the writer Jessica Wen. This is a short, beautiful story which gives us a poignant account of a daughter who goes in search of her mother's belongings. She finds the house where her mother's belongings has been kept, but the lady who kept all belongings remained uncertain. She did not entertain her and remained indifferent to her. She did not recognize her, but the daughter was sure that she was on the right place, and she decided to visit the house again and again after her first visit was went in vain. Next time when she visited the house, the daughter of Dorlings was kept her inside the house, and she has seen all the things was used in the house, that was her mother's belongings, but she found that things was misused and it hurts her. She decided to leave all things behind to resolve to move on. The story is a narrative that brings us out the poignant account of consequences of war, which makes one part from their dear ones and their things, and all memories and things with which one associated with them. It also gave us a painful account of a daughter who desperately would like to see her mother's belongings, because she has lost her father earlier, and later she part away from her mother and her belongings in search of earning for living. Life in that time was so uncertain for Jewish, those who were living in constant fear and being arrested and looted and kept in camp. It was that uncertainty that Mrs. Dorling took advantages of this situation and kept that narrative's mother's belonging with her and made them part away from their belongings. It also brings forth the sorrowful aspects of human life, which can be extinguished in no time in comparison to things that remain for long. Though the narrator has lost her mother during the war, but she wanted to connect with her mother's belongings and connect herself to the past, to her mother's memories of her good old days which haunted her. But she gives up all those desires also to resolve to move on. So dear students, these all are the theme of this beautiful story. Let's continue with the summary of the story. The summary of this story is all about the human predicament that follows war. The story narrates how a daughter goes in her native place in Holland in search of her mother's belongings after the war. In the beginning of the story, it is narrated how a protagonist was given a cold reception. Given a cold reception means when someone would not like to entertain you or would not like to talk to you. That is called cold reception. When she went to her native place after the war in search of her mother's belongings. After ringing the bell of house number 46 in Marconi Street, a woman opened the door on being introduced, but the woman kept staring at her in silence. There was no sign of recognition. She remained uncertain. She remained indifferent to her. The woman was wearing her mother's green knitted cardigan. The narrator could understand that she had made no mistake. She asked the woman whether she knew her mother. The woman could not deny that. The narrator wanted to walk for some time, but woman cautiously closed the door. The narrator stopped there for some time and then left the place. In the subsequent section, the memories of narrators beyond days come to light. Her mother had provided the address a year ago during the war. She went home for a few days. She could find that various things were missing. At that time, her mother told her about Mrs. Dorling. She happened to be an old acquaintance of narrator's mother. Lately, she had renewed the contact with her mother and had been coming there regularly. Every time she left their house and she took something home with her. She told that she wanted to save all their nice possessions. Next day, the narrator saw Mrs. Dorlings going out of their house with a heavy suitcase. She had feeling glimpses on Mrs. Dorling's face. She asked her mother whether the woman lived far away. At the time, the narrator's mother told about the address, number 46 Morconi Street. Many days after the war, the narrator was curious to take record of the position that must still be at the number 46 Morconi Street. With the intention, she went to the given address. The concluding part of this story describes the second visit of narrator. At the narrator's first visit yielded no result, so she planned to go once again. Interestingly, a girl of 15 opened the door. She took her inside the house and she expressed her wish to wait for her. The girl accompanied her to passage. The narrator saw an old-fashioned iron candle holder hanging next to the mirror, which belongs to her mother. The narrator was horrified to find herself in a room she knew. She found herself in the midst of familiar things which she longed to see again, but they troubled her in strange atmosphere. She had no courage to look around her. She no longer had the desire to possess them, and she got up and walked to the door and left the room. And she resolved to forget the address and moved on. At last she decided she will not come back. This all is about the summary of this story, The Address. It is a beautiful story and you should go through the story. Once you read the story, I believe you will enjoy reading it. Thank you.